So, an iPod, a phone, and an internet communication device. These aren't three separate devices. This is one single device, and Apple has decided to call it the iPhone. Most of you know what an iPhone looks like, right? Here it is. Well, I took this slide from the Macworld conference back in 2007, where Apple unveiled the first iPhone and Steve Jobs himself delivered the keynote. So without further ado, today I shall be discussing the marketing strategies that made Apple a trillion-dollar company. First, I shall start with the outline. I will be giving you guys some background information on marketing, namely what marketing is. Then I shall move on to Apple's marketing strategies. The first will be the unique value proposition, and then second, I shall be discussing customer service, and then finally, I shall end with simplicity. Let's begin, shall we? So, what is marketing? Well, according to the American Marketing Association, as of 2017, marketing is the creation, communication, and delivery and exchange of services for society, for your clients, or customers as a whole. So Apple has their own take on this, and their first strategy in marketing would be unique value proposition. So according to Sherwan's article in 2015, unique value proposition is what sets your product apart from everybody else's. Why people chose the iPhone over any other phone back then. So back in 2007, when Apple released their first iPhone, it was the only phone that had a fully functioning operating system called the iOS X, or 10. All other phones had baby software that you couldn't use much. And they also had advanced UI, user interface. It was the only phone that had a fully functioning touchscreen. All other phones back then, as you remember from Nokia and from BlackBerry, it had plastic keyboards that you couldn't get rid of even if you needed them to. And they also had advanced mobile security. It was the most advanced mobile security at that time, and I think it still is now. And they've also got really pleasing aesthetics. It was just a black rectangle with a home button in front. Now I'd like to draw your attention to the study results that I took from Statista's 2019 webpage. So in 2007, when Apple released their first iPhone, it had a 3.4% market share. That's not bad for an initial product release. Then in the following year, their share tripled to almost 13%, and then it rose steadily to 17.3% in 2009. So this is how far unique value proposition can take you. Now let's move on to their second strategy, which is customer service. So I'm sure many of you have been to an Apple store before, and if you have, when you enter the store, you are approached with a warm and personalized welcome. They say, "Hello, sir, welcome to the Apple store." And then you are probed politely for your needs. They'll say, "What would you like to do?" And then you would say, "Well, I like to listen to music," or "I like to make music videos," or whatever. So then they will present a solution for you to take home. They will say, "You like to listen to music? Well, here's an iPod. You like to make videos or Photoshop? Here's an iMac." And then they will listen to any other concerns or questions you have and try to persuade you to buy the device. Once you've bought the device, swipe your credit card and put it in a bag, and you're ready to leave, they will end fondly and invite for you to return. Now, I don't know if you've realized this, but the first letter of each sentence spells out Apple. A-P-P-L-E. This is Apple's official customer steps of service, and I took it from Gallo's article in 2017. Now I'd like to draw your attention to these two pie charts that I took from Buta in his 2019 article. So these two pie charts represent the top consumer electronic retailers in the US as of 2018. The chart on the right, shown with this dark blue, represents Apple's number of US stores. You can see that it's very small, and it's nothing compared to Verizon. But despite having the smallest amount of stores, it has the largest amount of sales, even beating that of Best Buy. And Best Buy is a very well-known retail brand, and they not only sell phones, but they sell everything. And Apple still overtook them in the amount of sales. So this is how far customer service can take you. Now let's discuss Apple's final strategy, which is simplicity. Now I took this quote from Steve Jobs himself from Mormon's article in 2018. And he said, "The way we're running the company, the product design, the advertising, it all comes down to this. Let's make it simple, really simple." And that's exactly what the company did. I took this information from Mormon's article as well. So if you look at Apple's products, let's start with the aesthetics. They're really simple. If you look at an iPhone or an iPad, it's usually just a rectangle with one home button. And that makes things easier to use. They've also got a really friendly user interface. It's so friendly that even babies can use them. And we give our kids the iPads all the time. Well, not my kids, but adults who have kids, they advertise it all the time. And they've also got really clean ads, which I shall show you in the following slide. And they've also got a really simple user experience. You can see that the box is usually white and the device is on top, and you just pull the tab and everything is laid out neatly. So here's the ad that I was referring to earlier. I took this from Sykes' website in 2018. This is an Apple ad though. You can see that it's really simple. It's just the product itself and 2 lines of text. And the text reads, "Life is easier on an iPhone, and it starts as soon as you turn it on." And it really is. For lots of people, it really is. And that's enough for you to take $1,000 out of your pocket and buy this piece of glass and metal. So this is how far simplicity can take you. So I shall leave you with this. This brings me to the end of my presentation. Apple's philosophy in marketing really is based on 3 things. It's about being different, setting yourself apart from everybody else in the competition. It's also about caring for your customers, making them feel like they're important and wanted. And it's also about being minimal, giving your customers what they need, nothing more and nothing less. I shall leave you with this. It's the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones that do. So here's to the crazy ones. I took this from an Apple computer ad back in 1997. Here is my reference list for those of you who are interested. And if any of you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.